back, Halftime TV viewers and subscribers, and today we're going to switch it up a little bit. We'll be speaking about one of my fellow co-workers as well as the Reggae Boys. But before I get to that, let me say a big shout out to the sponsors: Quick Link Shipping, RS Sports Store, and CSA Shop. The link to each of those is located in the description below. Now, you may very well be following this story where popular YouTuber Ryan LFC, and on this thumbnail I purposely put Ryan KFC because it is rumored that that is the name that the Reggae Boys are currently calling him. If you've watched Ryan's videos, he's very passionate about the Reggae Boys. He doesn't mince words, for lack of a better term, and he expresses how he feels on his channel week in, week out, day in, day out. Now, things took a turn slightly for the worse this weekend as he was basically in a squabble with one of the Reggae Boys players, squabble of words, obviously, back and forth with one of the players, specifically Alvis Powell, who even went as far as to tag Ryan LFC in an Instagram post which he made on his personal page a few days ago. Now, I'm going to pose some questions for you, the viewers and the subscribers, and I want to hear your opinion in the comment section. I'm curious to hear what you think. What are your thoughts on these? All right. Now, Ryan did a 30-minute video where he got emotional. He shared his sentiments. He even went as far as to post the video to which Alvis Powell has been referring to, or has basically taken personally in his attempts to smear Ryan LFC and his YouTube channel. Now, journalistic privileges, right? Who qualifies under this blanket or under this umbrella for journalistic privileges? And journalistic privileges, for those who know, probably, if you don't know, it's a privilege to be granted interviews and that sort of thing, to enter events, to speak on certain issues. I'm putting it out there, who qualifies under this umbrella, and especially in this age of new media where YouTube and social media, TikTok, you name it, that's the way to go now. So traditional media in the form of newspaper and television and radio, those have somewhat dwindled, and we found that YouTubers are attracting more interest and more attention, primarily because of the access the public has. Now, when you watch television, you have little input. The same thing with radio, unless you call in. The same thing with newspaper. So the newspaper aspect is a little bit delayed in its reaction, meaning you post a feedback or a comment and that one won't be addressed until probably a week or 2 weeks later. Radio, you'll call in and then you'll get the opportunity to share, but that's only of late, and not everyone gets the opportunity to share. Some people can't bother to wait an hour and a half or 2 hours just to get their 2 cents in. So YouTube has provided that platform, and a lot of Reggae Boys fans in particular, they have been granted the opportunity to share their concerns. Now, Ryan LFC, I think he has just under 13,000 subscribers. Coach's Desk, just under 17,000 subscribers. Military Gooner, the same, just under probably 13,000 subscribers as well. These individuals, they provide platforms to hear the voices of fans, right? To hear the voices of fans. However, there becomes a gray area, all right? And this brings me on to my next point, all right? Which is fair and just criticism. Because if you are operating in a capacity as a journalist, as we spoke about before, you want to be granted the opportunity to receive journalistic privileges and all of that, then fair and just criticism needs to be taken into consideration. And when I say fair and just criticism, I mean not assessing situations with emotions, and rather assessing them from a journalistic point of view. And by a journalistic point of view, that may seem a little bit ambiguous, but I speak specifically of objectivity, that word that we haven't heard so often, because oftentimes when folks on YouTube are sharing their views, they tend to get emotionally attached. And especially the Reggae Boys, when they're speaking about the Reggae Boys, because they're Jamaican, or because we're Jamaican, we are so attached to the team that we get carried away and forget to be objective. And This is not me saying these individuals aren't being objective. I'm just saying you can't have it both ways, right? So it's either you need the journalistic privileges, you're going to be objective, you're going to assess everything equally, you're going to issue out the criticism or the beatings equally to all the players or to none of the players at all. All right, now freedom of speech. All right, again, we put freedom of speech in there as well because at times you come on YouTube and there are certain things that you don't want to say because of fear of a lawsuit. And again, freedom of speech is covered under the journalistic privileges as well. So if you're a journalist, there are certain things you can say. You can say allegedly what have you without facing or without worrying about lawsuits or whatnot. If you come on YouTube and you turn your cameras on and you say, okay, I'm a journalist, that's not necessarily how it works. So that's not necessarily how it works. In that case, anyone can be a journalist, and especially now in the age where there aren't any gatekeepers, it's easy for folks to come out and smear others. All right, continuing, folks. At what point is it enough? Now, Ryan LFC, he did a live, I think it was Mexico versus Jamaica, where Alvas Powell came onto the field of play. 2 goals were scored at the expense of Alvas Powell, some may say. Ryan LFC, he literally cried on his YouTube channel, and that story basically went viral, right? Now, Alvas Powell, he reacted, and I'm going to leave the conversations below. I want you to ensure that you guys are seeing what's happening, because below, as you can see, is Alvas Powell basically asking why Ryan LFC doesn't leave him alone, why Ryan LFC continues to follow him up. Now, Ryan does a video on the Reggae Boyz almost every day, right? The Reggae Boyz is his forte, especially in the off season now when Liverpool aren't playing. However, we need to find out at what point is it enough. The Reggae Boyz senior team hasn't been playing for what, a few weeks now. I think the last game they played was in the Nations League the other day. Alvas Powell didn't play. So I'm surprised that this is a topic of discussion again, because if it's a case where Ryan LFC is constantly bashing Alvas Powell, then I am totally against it. But as an entertainer, and I think Ryan is an entertainer, he's in the field of entertainment. Sports is entertainment. Alvas Powell is an entertainer as well. You should be open to criticism, and this goes both ways. So I think in this area, this field, you can't have a thin skin. You need to be able to let some things go, and that goes for both parties as well. Ryan went on his channel and he threatened to reveal or to expose some of the players, because allegedly some of the players are preventing other players from giving interviews. They're basically making it a unanimous decision across the team that no one should give an interview with Ryan LFC. But again, as I said, folks, it is not their obligation, because YouTubers aren't considered journalists for the most part, right? YouTubers aren't considered journalists. So when you're saying, okay, if it was Sportsmax or if it was CVM or whatnot, they would have been happy to interview, fine. But YouTubers aren't considered journalists in their eyes, right? Because again, the same standards that govern journalism or journalists, it doesn't apply to the YouTubers. You come here, you have a platform, you can say whatever you feel, you can do whatever you feel without any restrictions, without any limitations, for the most part. So again, it is been said that it's a unanimous decision. The Reggae Boyz won't give interviews with Ryan LFC, and we will go over to Ryan's channel and realize that there are a few players there that he's done interviews with recently. Whether or not those players aren't a part of the rest, we'll have to find out more on that. But again, I'm not going to dwell too much on that. Getting personal is the next pointer that I want to address, because on Alvas Powell, I think JFF posted Happy Father's Day to all the fathers. Alvas Powell commented. Ryan LFC, he went under the comment, and he basically requested an interview with Alvas Powell. So I'm gonna, you guys can see that on the screen right now. So happy Father's Day to all the fathers and the father figures in Jamaica. Hashtag Reggae Boys, hashtag Father's Day, hashtag JFF Football. Alvis Powell, heart emoji, emoticon with heart eyes emoji as well. JFF replied to Alvis Powell. And then Ryan LFC posted at Alvis Powell, link for interview with Ryan LFC. Right? Alvis Powell responded, link your mother. Right? Now Andre Blake responded to JFF with an SMH. So Alvis Powell basically, and he followed that up with a post on his Instagram where there's an individual there indicating that this is me quoting, if you don't rate me or if you don't rate the thing, you can do whatever with your mother. All right, so that's the whole ordeal, and I want to hear what you guys think as a sports professional, as entertainers. Do you think it is I don't even, because I know what you guys think already. All right, what are your thoughts on situations like these getting personal, especially footballers and YouTubers? Because a few weeks ago I did a video where it was track and field. Shakara Richardson, she was in a back and forth with Ray's Take, who's a popular YouTuber slash former track and field athlete as well. Now Ryan LFC is a former footballer turned YouTuber, so the situation is kind of similar, and that's the reason why I decided I'm going to do a video on it. My final question to you is, in what capacity is Ryan LFC operating? Is it a fan or a new media journalist, as he indicated on his channel? Now, as I said, the journalist word is being used loosely most times, and you can't have it both ways, right? Alvis Powell is the same thing. As entertainers, you should be able to take criticism. You should be able to handle situations like these, because not everyone's gonna come out and be happy with the way you play. I've done interviews with Andre Blake. I've done interviews with Damian Lowe. Not sure if I reach out to them now if they'll do interviews with me. It's been a lot of changes since then, probably almost 2 years. But whenever I assess players, whenever I assess the team, I ensure I keep it 100. It's not a case where because you like one player, you're going to ease up that player, or you're going to criticize one player in particular when they have an off day and not criticize another player when he has an off day. You can't do that and then consider yourself to be an objective individual. Next thing, over to Alvis Powell. I think as a sports professional, there are certain things that you just don't follow up, right? You just don't follow up, and in this particular situation, I think you've taken an L on that one. We've seen the reaction from the GFF in the comments, and Ryan LFC coming out and threatening basically to reveal the skeletons in the closet as well. We'll be following this story closely, but I'm imploring both parties to stand down. I don't think it's worth it. I think we can direct this energy elsewhere. We can put our efforts into something else rather than what war of words on social media. I think Alvis even went as far as posting something saying, the funny thing is, if he sees me in person, you won't see these things. Again, Ryan LFC has a platform, doesn't really have anything to say to you in person. He's sharing his views on the game, and pretty sure like that's not something you want to address with someone. But I think that's a duty of probably a coach to address those. But as a fan slash, I'll even say pundit, I wouldn't even say journalist, as a fan slash pundit, I think he's in his right to issue out criticism. Again, I'm curious to hear what you, the viewers and the subscribers, have to say. Very interesting story there. I'm a bit taken aback by the entire ordeal, because I think it could have been prevented, didn't have to reach that far. But again, that's me, that's Halftime TV. Let's hear what you, the viewers and subscribers, have to say. Remember, smash the like button, share, tell a friend to tell a friend. If you're new to Halftime TV, turn the notification on. That way you never miss an episode. Big shout out again to the sponsors, Quick Link Shipping, RS Sports Store, and CSA Shop. Have a fantastic week, everyone. Peace out.